John Everard, as I say, former British ambassador. Do you believe that it is different this time, Mr. Everard?
Yes, I do, for several reasons. Firstly, we haven't before seen quite this level of rhetoric, and particularly this stage of escalation of rhetoric and threats against the United States and against South Korea. Secondly, in the past we have not seen North Korean statements linked directly to the Supreme Leader, in this case to Kim Jong-un. In previous confrontations they use vehicles like foreign ministry statements, so a bit more anodyne. In North Korean terms, this gap is significant. The Chinese certainly seem to be reading it differently. One point I don't think has emerged so far is that Chinese Central Television yesterday reported that the Chinese army has been moving troops along the North Korean border. They haven't said in which direction the troops are moving or exactly what they're doing, but the fact they've announced this reaction I think is significant.
What is it that is upsetting North Korea? I mean, they don't like sanctions. We put sanctions in retaliation for other stuff they had done. But do they have a case of any sort? Is there something that we have done, we in the West or anybody else for that matter, that has given them any justification for the way they're behaving?
Justification in the eyes of any sane state, no. Justification in their eyes, yes. They believe that they are the victim, they believe that they are being hounded by the powerful United States, and they believe that if they ever surrendered their nuclear weapons, then they would go the same way as Libya or Iraq.
In other words, they would be invaded. They actually genuinely fear that if they don't hold on to and indeed build up their nuclear capability, they will be invaded.
Invaded or that the United States will find some other way of crushing their regime. They often refer to sanctions, both United Nations sanctions and bilateral sanctions, as attempts to suffocate them. They see them in the same way.
And is there therefore a danger that if they regard themselves as being suffocated, to use that word, one way or the other, they might as well go down fighting? I mean, is that the danger?
I suppose that is possible, but I don't think that's the main danger. I think the main danger is that in this escalation, they seem to be wanting to announce something bad every day, that they find themselves pushed into doing something that crosses either an American or a South Korean red line. And they may well misjudge where those red lines are. I get the sense that Kim Jong-un believes that because North Korea has now conducted the third nuclear test, that neither the United States nor South Korea would dare to retaliate against a further North Korean provocation. Now, the South Koreans, as recently as yesterday, made very clear that this is not the case, that they will stand firm. And Secretary of State Kerry, the day before yesterday, reiterated that the United States will support South Korea, so that if North Korea did, heaven forfend, attempt something as foolish as, for example, a rerun of the sinking of a South Korean vessel that it conducted in 2010, or shelling the South Korean island, then there would be a sharp retaliation, which I fear would lead to a spiral of violence.
So, in a nutshell, are you saying we really may well, this time, be heading towards war?
It is possible.